All right, welcome to the weekend video. This is Enda here from bullwaves.org. Check out bullwaves.org if you like what I'm doing, and join the website. You'll have nightly Elliott wave updates. Okay, all right. Let's get into the weekly action. It's Friday, just turned afternoon here in Ireland, so early morning over in the States. Market's not open yet. I may be jumping the gun here by doing the nightly or the weekend update so early. But however, we're going to give it a shot. We're going to start with the FX and work from there. So this is euro dollar. Been expecting this turn down into wave C. Probably I was following a triangle pattern here first for wave B, but that got blown out. So probably for a good month now, but we still seem to be kind of stuck within this B wave pattern. Changed from a triangle to a normal three wave. Correction higher in wave B to wave A down, wave B up, and then we should be expecting wave C down. And then the internal pattern here in wave B has changed. So it looks like we're probably tracing out an expanded flat correction now. So we'll go higher in wave B and then turn down into wave C. And we'll probably go much lower in wave C. So we could go back to parity quite easily in wave C of 2. I still expect that long-term low there, that September 22 low, to hold at 95. But I do think that wave C down is going to take a massive chunk out of this current levels here. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour count. You can see that this is wave B completing, 3 waves up. We've got wave C of B, so we've got wave 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wave 3. And it looks like this week we completed 3 waves down in wave 4, and we're turning higher in wave 5. So I'll go in here and show you that in the hourly count. So that's wave 3. We've got A, B, C down in wave 4, and we should head up to a new high above wave 3. That is, if this count is correct, I think it is. The 3-wave pattern lower has proved itself so far. So we switched to this count a couple of days ago, and now we should expect a new high in wave 5 of C of B. Once we do close that out, that fifth wave high, I think we're going down in a big way here. I'm talking, more than 1,000, probably 1,200 points or something like that down in wave C, and when that hits, it's going to be a big shock. Okay, let's move on. This is cable. Again, we're working on a second wave here, and we've already broken to a new high in wave B. It's the same count basically. Wave 1 up, and ABC down in wave 2. That's the weekly count there. You can see where we're going here. Wave 1 and 2 for a bullish higher low. Then we head up into wave 3. The 4-hour count here, I'll show you. This is top of wave B in 2. Same count basically. It looks like we are heading higher in 3 waves in wave B. So this is wave A up, wave B down, and wave C up. You could label this a couple of different ways, because you could say that this is an expanded flat wave B, or sorry, running flat wave B. But for the sake of simplicity, we're going 5 waves up in A, 3 down in B, and then we're working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up in wave C. Now, the question here is 3 waves down in wave 4, or a series of 1, 2. So that has yet to be decided here. The action yesterday, we took a step higher, a nice little spike rally. I am suggesting that this is now wave 5 of C. So we had 3 waves down in wave 4, and now we're looking higher in wave 5 of C again to break to a new high above 132.66. That should complete wave C of B and then head lower into wave C. And again, that C wave down, we're looking at at least 1,000 points in wave C to break wave A. So that's wave A down, wave B up, and wave C down. Okay, so we should top that out, that wave C next week, and head lower into wave C down. Sorry, wave B top out next week and head lower into wave C. Okay, here's the dollar yen. This is the daily count. A couple of things going on here. This is, I think, about as oversold as we have seen dollar yen definitely since October 22. It's probably in some measures, in momentum here, on daily momentum, we actually hit a more oversold position than we did in Sorry, it was November, was it? Or late December? Yeah, late December, early January. Sorry, 2023. Um, More oversold now than we were back then. So I am cognizant of this alternate count here, which is quite bullish, to be quite honest. If this alternate count is correct, if we have a wave 1 and 2 here, then we're about to turn higher in wave 3. If we are about to turn higher in wave 3, then I think the stock market is is poised for absolute destruction, because there'll be a huge run into the dollar, and bonds as well at the same time. So just watch out for that. I mean, this is given the nature of the oversold nature here in dollar yen, oversold against the dollar. In general, the dollar index is way oversold as well. So just keep that in mind, because there could be a snap rally here, break people's necks. And it would favor the dollar in a big way. Anyway, the main count that I have been working on was top of wave 3 heading down into wave 4. So depending on how this breaks out in the next week, I will be keeping at least one eye on this bullish alternate here. Here is the 4-hour count. I'm tracking 3 waves down overall on this main count here. So we've got wave A down, the initial sell-off into those July lows. Then we've got probably an expanded flat correction going on here. So we've got wave A up, wave B down to a new low, and then we should expect wave C. That would complete an expanded flat wave B, and then we head lower again in wave C. So overall, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now for dollar yen. We are stuck in a kind of a sideways corrective pattern here, and it should probably go on for another month. Once we get wave B low in place, then we should head higher into wave C. If we go to the hourly count here, you can see this ABC down in wave B. We keep kind of tripping over ourselves in the last week, hitting new lows along the lower trend channel line, and then bouncing, and then hitting a new lower yesterday or overnight. If we see a bounce again, that would be, it depends on the size of the bounce. I mean, if we clear above this kind of corrective shoulder here at about 143, then I was suggesting a break of 144 would indicate that wave C is underway. But at this point, I would hazard a guess that a break of 143 would probably confirm that wave 1 of C is underway. So watch for a break of 143 to suggest that wave 1 is underway. So looking for a reversal here. We'll see how it goes. Here's the daily count in the Dow. Again, this B wave top is holding on to the market. It's been holding on to the market for quite a while. The action is internally here is about as clear as mud. There is a possibility that we get another high even today, depending on how we react to the rally yesterday. So far, we're holding at a lower high. But this B wave, this is an alternate count at the moment. 5 waves up in wave 5 of C of B. That would allow for a new high. I'm not entirely sure that's going to happen either. But again, we do have a lower high. We do have the potential for a reversal. And on the short-term count, on the hourly count, that's what I've been suggesting. We've got a possible wave 1 and then expanded flat wave 2. The pre-market this morning has been flat. If we reverse today, especially if we wipe out that wave below, then we're in a good position to head lower into wave 1 in green. So in general, that's what I'm looking for, 5 waves down in wave 1 in green, and that would turn this market for the long term. But for the moment, we've got a lower high, possible wave 2. Let's see if we get wave 3 today. Okay, let's move on. We've got, here's the gold daily. Topping out in a third wave is what I've been suggesting on, so topping out in a third wave is what I've been suggesting in the pattern at the moment. The end of this third wave is a possible ending diagonal. It depends on how we count it, but I'll get to the lower count in a second. Suffice to say, we've got a long rally up since, just about over a year now. We've got a long rally up in 5 waves. We are, chugging along at the top here. The ability of this market to extend any internal wave here seems to be gone completely. There has been, we've been sidestepping, slightly breaking to a new high, sidestepping, slightly breaking it. The action, the momentum in the action has basically dissipated, which you might expect at the top of a third wave. Heading down is wave 4. So wave 4 is where I'm looking next. You would probably, given the extended level of bullishness that's been on display in commentary on the gold market, I'm going to suggest that we get an even longer turn down into wave 4 than many might expect. Probably we'll be testing that previous wave 1 high again. If we test that previous wave 1 high, then we could be turning and switching to a longer term alternate count here. But for the moment, wave 4 down, probably going to break 2200, maybe even as low as 2100, and test that previous wave 1 high, and that would be quite a test for this market. If we break it, we're changing tack here completely. Here you can see that wave 3 of 3, wave 4 of 3, and then this kind of wedge pattern higher in wave 5 of 3. I've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the internal range of this rally has been condensed, and it's getting to a point now where we have hit the upper trend line for the 3rd time in a row. We're probably moving in wave 5 of 3, and that's what I've been tracking this week in gold. So this 5th wave of wave 5 has now tagged the upper trend channel line again. That should complete, if it's an ending diagonal, that should complete 3 waves up in wave 5 in blue, and that should complete the larger pattern. So next week I'll be looking for a breakdown out of this wedge down below the lower trend channel line here, and an indication that we've turned into a longer term correction in wave 4, which I showed you there on the daily count here. So wave 4 somewhere down to around between 21 and 2200. Okay, so crude oil, the weekly count in crude oil, tracing out a 3rd wave down in general. Sorry, no, the weekly count is slightly different. Let's go to the daily count here. The daily count in crude oil, we are tracing out a 5th wave down of wave C. We were working on that triangle for a long time here. There was a possibility of a 1-2 pattern here that ended up being part of a triangle, and then we spilled out nice and impulsively down towards the downside in the last month or so. So this count has proved quite successful, and wave 5 down seems to be underway. So this will be wave 5 of C, long-term C wave. Who knows how long this goes on for, to be quite honest. If this count is correct, then we won't see a break of that 4th wave high for a long time. So we'll just keep an eye on this. I mean, this 5th wave down is developing. So let's get into the internal pattern of that 5th wave. So there's the 4th wave top. You can see wave 1 down, wave 2 up. Working on a possible extension in wave 3 at the moment. So this will be wave 3 of 5. We've got wave 1, 2, and then possible wave 3 of 5. The acceleration lower over the last couple of weeks, is in wave 3 of 3. So that would be expected as well. And now we seem to be working on a correction in wave 4. So that's what we had been expecting this week, and we turned higher in wave A of 4, it seems. I would expect in the next couple of days that we see a kind of consolidation above the low, so somewhere about $66 in wave B. So we move sideways in wave B, and then we head higher again in wave C. The low of wave 1 here must hold as this count develops. So looking for a correction up in wave 4. So far so good on this pattern. We'll just track it day by day and see how it goes. But this one has been, has proved quite the treat to the downside. It's nice when a pattern actually goes in favor of you for a change. Now let's move on. The S&P, here's the 4-hour. Is it 4-hour? Go to the daily count in S&P. Again, we're holding near the highs. A series of lower highs may suggest a series of 1-2s, but there is an alternate view on that as well. The level that we've held at an overbought level in the S&P for quite a while now. There is an indication on the daily chart here that we have turned. The momentum trend may be turning. It's been a long extended rally for over 2 years now. For nearly about 18 months in wave B. It's been quite a frustrating one for me personally, but I do think that this B wave is still a prominent pattern here. Even if we do top out at a new high, it's still in wave B, and wave C will be quite the head wreck, quite the right hook to an economy that just is not built for it at the moment. The Western economy is not built for it. Okay, so let's get to the 4-hour count. You can see the possibility. There's the short-term alternate possibility here for a final fifth wave. If we break to a new high in the next couple of days, this will be the scenario that we'll be working on. On the hourly count, still allowing for this possible 1-2 pattern. The extension higher in the last couple of days has been in wave C of 2. Early trade this morning, nothing to go on here, to be honest. If the market breaks today, if we turn in an impulse move lower today, that will be wave 1 of 3 down. And that would suggest quite an impressive downside move next week. We'll see how that goes. Let's go to silver. Here's a daily count in silver. I have been showing this alternate count in silver over the last few weeks, and it still has potential, very much in line with the current state of the stock market. So it would be a B wave high, and expecting a long-term turn down into a C wave low. So that's the alternate count. Just watch that one. You can see how the market is now. If this is 3 waves up in a wave B, the market has now moved down back into that upward trend channel, or that upward trend channel, and we have created a head and shoulders pattern here. So just watch that one. And it's quite overbought on the long term anyway, and we've just turned off that high, wave C. If that's a C wave, it's quite overbought, and we turned off that high. Depending now, there's still potential here that we could, that the bullish count on the 4-hour and the daily count could manifest itself a little bit clearer over the next couple of days. This week has been interesting, with the possibility of a third wave rally. If this is correct, then we do head higher for the next few weeks, and it could be quite impressive to the upside. Now, I say that with caveats. I've mentioned the caveats before, so I do always keep one eye on the potential for the opposite happening here. Now, in the short term, we have 5 waves up in wave 1. I don't think we're done with this wave 2 yet. The alternate count here suggests that we are done with wave 2. I actually don't think we're done with wave 2, but let's get rid. Let's move that down here. A possible 3 waves down in an alternate wave 2. I don't like the internal state of the rally in the last few days. It does suggest to me that it's 3 waves up in a B wave. So this could be 3 down in A, 3 up in B, with wave C yet to come. The action this week has brought us to a short-term overbought position anyway, so you would at least suspect that we'd get a consolidation and correction below the highs here. I'm allowing for more than that down in a C wave, so watch out for a decline back, below 28 anyway, down towards 27.50 maybe in the next week. And once we do complete that, then I would begin looking higher again in wave 3. And that, I think, is it for the moment. If you like what we do, if you like the charts, if you like the idea of nightly updates, check out bullwebs.org. At least join the mailing list, and you will get weekly updates. As for the end of this video, I usually end each weekly presentation of the markets with a presentation of the good news of the Messiah. That is the good news of the gospel. Gospel just means good news. The good news is that we're all sinners. No one can. Everyone likes to pretend that they're a good person. I'm a good person, but I'm not a good person. No one is. There's none good but God, as Jesus said. So none of us are good. None of us deserve eternal life, but never fear. Someone came and took care of that. They took care of the fact that we're not good by paying for our evil. Died on the cross for our sins, and on the third day rose again, meaning that those sins are left in the grave, and that righteousness can be applied to any of us who believe. So just as pictured in the Old Testament, when the high priest would make that blood sacrifice on the altar, trusting that that blood sacrifice would pay for the sins of the nation. And so too, the sacrifice that was given by Jesus pays for the sins of you, of us, of the nation, of potentially for everyone, if you believe. So Jesus said, you believe in God, believe also in me. And that's what he required of us. He also said that his yoke is easy. His burden is light and his yoke is easy. That meaning, it's not a matter of following laws to the nth degree. It's a matter of faith. It's an easy load to carry, is what he was saying. So there are those of us humans that will always try and work our way up to God, but that's not going to happen. You are a finite being. I am a finite being, incapable of that. Herculean feat. Hercules himself wasn't capable of it. So, trust in Jesus. He's paid for it. And then, live out your faith. And that's the message of the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. Okay, so if I'm here next week, I'll come back. I'll give another weekend update. For those of you on the website, I'll see you tonight. And for those who wish to join the website, head over to bullwebs.org. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.